Hello, this is Nick.
My name's James.
We're going to be showing you the Imagine and Shape Workbench in Catia by modeling Earthworm Gym. First open up Catia, get to the Imagine and Shape Workbench, and rename your...
Next, what you're going to do is, using the sphere tool, you're going to bring in a sphere. Now we're going to choose the face, that way we can alter it. So go to the face view. Now we're going to choose the face we want to change and move it along the horizontal axis to thin out our sphere, make it an oval, or make it a ellipse. And now by choosing the top and bottom faces, we can go on the vertical axis, make it longer. And by choosing the top face and the horizontal axis, we can make it angled like the bottom of Earthworm Gym's head is. Now we check out our shape and we realize that our shape is a little wider than it needs to be. So we'll go to another face view, fix that. Now we're going to choose the top view and make sure that everything looks exactly the way we want it to. Now we're going to be using the face subdivision tool, and by doing that, that'll give us a flat area that we can extrude the next part of his head on. And to do that, we use the extrude tool, which you'll see in a little bit. Now we use the extrude tool and we click on the face that we want to extrude from. I'm going to use the same tools that we used before to elongate the bottom of his head in order to elongate the face area and widen the face area. You want to make sure you click on the correct face before trying to move in the horizontal, otherwise you'll create another angled one, which we don't want. Now that tool is used by clicking F4. You can also change your views instead of using your view selector. Now, just going to lengthen out the bottom of his head a little bit better. Now we're going to use the face subdivision tool again, so we can create a flat point that we can go ahead and create a curve. Now we're going to use the edge selector instead of the face selector tool, so that we just move one edge and give it that angle that we need in order to start creating a curved area for the top. And again, you're going to use the extrude, so we can create the next part. And go ahead and use the edge selector again to give it a little more curve. Extrude from there again. Alright, I'm going to use the subdivision, then extrude from there again. And give that curve that we need. You do this several times until you get the exact curvature that you need. And get that zigzag at the top. Get that zigzag at the top of his head hat, which you'll be seeing coming up. And that's what the finished head should look like. And next we're going to start designing the eyeballs.
First, you want to insert a sphere. This would be a eyeball. We're going to move it into place and then resize it and then move it again. You can move the whole sphere and resize the whole sphere by selecting all elements tool, and then if you want to move it, just use the translation command. And if you want to resize it, use the normal vector command. Now we're continuing to move into place, and now we want to compress each face just to get a desired shape. Like Earthworm Gym's eyes are oval, so we want to get like an egg-like oval shape. Once we have a desired shape, we need to put his pupil. So we make another sphere. We're going to keep that round because his pupil is round. And we just insert it into the eye, right. There we go. And you can do the same thing with the next eye, the left eye. And once you do that, that's what it should look like, except the left eye has a smaller pupil. Now we're using the subdivision tool. We want to separate one edge into 6 different pieces. I'm sorry, face cutting. And then we select control and select the faces we want to cut out and use the erasing tool. And once we do that, we resize the face and the curvature of his mouth. And once we got the desired shape of his mouth, there we go, he's a happy guy. Next, we're going to use the extrude tool, which is under. If you expand the revolve icon, it's under there. And we want to make an outline of his mouth. We're inserting like a sheet for the inside of his mouth, so that later we can create that into a different color than the rest of his body, so we can distinguish between his mouth and his body. And you just click dots to outline the mouth.
Now what we need to do here is now resize it so it's inside the mouth. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the select all, and then you're going to use the command that allows you to move. I'm going to move it in the horizontal axis. So get it right in there. Now what we need to do is actually resize it. In order to do that, we have to select all those side edges using the edge command again. I'm just going to hold down control, select all the edges. Gets a little tedious, but you need to do it. So. Once we select all the edges, we're then going to resize it using the manipulation or the translation. Just move those edges over. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move the individual points so that we can give it that curved look that the mouth has, make it match up with the bottom lip. And you want to make sure you click on the curved axis, otherwise you'll see what just happened there, where it's off of it. Keep doing this for all the points that are over the edge. And once you get it matched up as best as you can, it should come out looking a lot more like Earthworm Jim than what got the mouth and the inside of the mouth all set up.
Final product. And we just want to change the color of the body and the rest of the features. You just right click on the surface and go to properties and go to graphic, and then just choose the color that you want to color that surface. For example, the eyes, you want to color the eyes white. The pupils, you can select 2 surfaces or more at one time by holding control and changing the color for both of them. And choose eyes. His mouth, black, and there you go. You just choose smooth edges just to see a more animated Earthworm Jim. And using the same techniques, you can make a blaster using the face cutting command, 3 spheres and 2 cylinders.